the sun rises gently over the mushroom-shaped houses of the Smurf Village. Papa Smurf, the wise and kind leader with his red clothes and long white beard, wakes up early. He takes a deep breath of the fresh forest air and checks his potions and herbs. Every morning, he reviews his magical recipes to prepare for the day ahead. Today, he plans to make a healing potion for Clumsy Smurf, who fell from a tree yesterday. As Papa Smurf carefully selects the ingredients for the potion, he smiles to himself. A pinch of magic, a sprinkle of love, he hums, adding vibrant green herbs into a bubbling cauldron. The other Smurfs, each with their unique personalities, begin to wake and bustle about the village. Brainy Smurf, always eager to learn, visits Papa's workshop. "Good morning, Papa Smurf. Can I help you with anything today?" asks Brainy, adjusting his round glasses with curiosity gleaming in his eyes. Papa Smurf nods, "Of course, Brainy. Would you like to learn about the healing properties of Smurfroot? It will make this potion perfect for Clumsy." Brainy beams with excitement, ready to absorb every detail. Meanwhile, Smurfette and Hefty Smurf are picking wildflowers nearby. "I hope Clumsy is feeling better soon. He always knows how to make us laugh," Smurfette says, holding a bouquet of vibrant blooms. Hefty Smurf nods, "He'll be back on his feet, thanks to Papa Smurf." As the potion simmers, a sweet aroma fills the air, attracting more curious Smurfs. Papa Smurf explains the importance of patience and timing, as they watch the mixture change colors. Finally, the potion is ready. Together, they visit Clumsy Smurf, still resting but grinning playfully as his friends enter. Papa Smurf administers the potion, and in no time, Clumsy feels a warm, soothing sensation. "Wow! I feel Smurftastic!" Clumsy exclaims, his blue cheeks blushing with gratitude. As the village cheers and celebrates Clumsy's recovery, Papa Smurf proudly watches his beloved Smurfs. "Remember, my little Smurfs, it's our love for each other that makes us truly strong." The Smurfs nod, feeling the bonds of friendship as strong as ever, grateful for another peaceful and happy day in Smurf Village. Outside Papa Smurf's workshop, the morning sun was just peeking over the trees, casting slivers of golden light across Smurf Village. In his cozy workshop, Papa Smurf prepared to impart some wisdom to a few eager young Smurfs. Breakfast had been delightful, and now it was time for learning. "Gather around, my little Smurflings," Papa Smurf beckoned, setting aside his mixing bowls and magical potions. Clumsy Smurf, Brainy Smurf, and Susette Smurf squeezed into the workshop, eyes wide with curiosity. "Papa Smurf," Clumsy began, tripping over his own feet as he made his way closer, "how do you make those shiny potions? They look like stars." Papa Smurf chuckled kindly. "Ah, not all potions are made the same, you see," he explained, pointing to a shimmering vial on the shelf. "Some give joy, some give wisdom, and others might even help us find the brightened stars in the night sky." Brainy Smurf pushed his glasses up his nose and asked eagerly, "And what about keeping our village safe? That's important too." "Absolutely," responded Papa Smurf, nodding in agreement. "Our magic helps, but it's also about looking out for one another, and being responsible with what we have." Susette Smurf chimed in with a thoughtful expression, "So it's like being kind and careful, not just powerful." Papa Smurf smiled warmly at her insight. "Indeed, Susette, as I always say, wisdom is not about knowing everything. It's about helping others with what you do know." The young Smurfs listened with rapt attention, absorbing the lessons of magic and responsibility, understanding that true wisdom was wrapped in kindness and care. "Now, let's try a little experiment," Papa Smurf said, leading them to a table loaded with colorful potion ingredients. "Remember, it's not just the potion that's magic. It's how we use it and what we learn from it." With that, the learning session began, and the young Smurfs realized that the true magic of the village wasn't found in potions alone, it was in the wise teachings and warm heart of Papa Smurf himself. Once upon a time in the vibrant Smurf Village, Smurfette arrived at Papa Smurf's mushroom house with a basket full of fresh, plump Smurfberries. Her golden curls bounced with excitement as she approached. Papa Smurf, she called out, Brainy is trying to bake a new kind of pie, but he says he needs your advice. Papa Smurf, wearing his ever-present red hat, chuckled warmly. A new pie, you say? Well, that sounds intriguing. Let's go see how he's doing. Together, they walked to the Smurf kitchen, where Brainy Smurf was in the midst of a baking frenzy. His glasses were slightly askew, and he was surrounded by clouds of flour and splattered berry juice. Despite the chaos, Brainy looked determined. I'm trying to make a Smurfberry pie with my own special twist, Brainy announced, pushing his glasses up his nose. But something's not quite right. Papa Smurf nodded thoughtfully, observing the kitchen and its many bowls, spoons, and ingredients spread about like a painter's palette. It sounds like a recipe that could use a bit of magic, he said, winking. With a few wise tips and a gentle sprinkle of magical powder, Papa Smurf guided Brainy in adjusting the pie mixture to perfection. The kitchen filled with an irresistible aroma as Brainy carefully placed the pie in the oven. Minutes later, the sweet scent of Smurfberry pie wafted through the entire village, drawing Smurfs from far and wide to see what had been created. It's perfect, Papa Smurf! Brainy exclaimed, proudly holding up his beautifully baked pie. Thank you for your help. Remember, Brainy, Papa Smurf said, it's always good to experiment and try new things. Who knows what magical flavors you might discover? With smiles all around, the Smurfs gathered in the village square to share in the delicious pie, celebrating Brainy's innovative spirit and Papa Smurf's wise guidance. The day was filled with laughter, warmth, and the comforting taste of Smurfberry pie, a treat that would be remembered by all. And so, the great Smurfberry pie experiment became a cherished story in Smurf Village, reminding every Smurf that with a dash of creativity and a pinch of magic, anything is possible. One sunny morning in the Smurf Village, the air was filled with birdsong and the sound of busy Smurfs. But suddenly, a loud noise echoed from the forest, startling everyone. Papa Smurf, who was busy mixing a new potion, paused and listened carefully. What's that, Papa Smurf? Asked Brainy Smurf, adjusting his glasses nervously. I don't know, Brainy, replied Papa Smurf, stroking his beard thoughtfully, but we should investigate. Gathering a few brave Smurfs, including Hefty and Smurfette, Papa Smurf led the way into the deep forest. The noise echoed again, sounding like a thunderclap. As they reached the river, the Smurfs were greeted with an unexpected sight. A massive tree had fallen, blocking the river that provided water to their beloved village. The river's path was completely obstructed, and the water began to pool, threatening to flood the nearby mushroom houses. Oh no! What are we going to do? Exclaimed Smurfette, clutching Papa Smurf's arm. Fear not, Smurfette, Papa Smurf assured her calmly. We'll solve this problem together. Papa Smurf quickly organized the Smurfs into teams. Hefty, with his extraordinary strength, led a group to start chopping the tree into smaller pieces. Meanwhile, Brainy and a team of clever Smurfs crafted tools from nearby branches and vines. Using his wisdom and a bit of magic, Papa Smurf went to work. He gathered some special herbs and whispered a few magical words, causing the river to gush forward with renewed energy, just enough to help push along any logs Hefty's team managed to loosen. The Smurfs worked tirelessly, each using their unique abilities and cooperating harmoniously. With every piece of the tree they cleared, the river's path became freer, and the water flowed more swiftly. Finally, after much effort and teamwork, the blockage was cleared. The river rushed joyfully toward the village, spreading life-giving water once again. The Smurfs gathered by the now free-flowing river and cheered loudly, their voices ringing with pride and triumph. Papa Smurf smiled warmly at his little Smurfs. Well done, my little Smurfs, he said, together, we can overcome any obstacle. And with that, the Smurfs celebrated their victory, knowing that with teamwork and a little bit of magic, nothing was impossible. They returned to the village hand in hand, singing cheerful songs, ready for another day of Smurfy adventures. One starry evening in the Smurf Village, the twinkling stars danced high above, casting a gentle glow over the tiny blue beings, known far and wide as the Smurfs. Nestled in the heart of the village, Papa Smurf sat comfortably by a crackling fire. With a big, ancient book of spells open in his lap and a warm cup of Smurfberry tea in hand, he felt a sense of tranquility wash over him. Around him, the bustling Smurfs were full of energy, their laughter echoing like a melodious song of joy. They had all come together to bake a Smurf-sized pie, and the delicious scent of their hard work filled the air. Among them was Smurfette, with her golden hair shining brightly, and Brainy Smurf, constantly adjusting his oversized glasses, all contributing to the wonderful atmosphere. As Papa Smurf watched his beloved little Smurfs reveling in their shared joy, playing games, and sharing slices of their freshly baked pie, he felt a warm glow in his heart. Another peaceful day, he mused to himself, gently nodding. As long as we continue to care for each other, the village will always be safe. He sipped his tea, his eyes twinkling like the stars themselves. Yes, he thought, there would be new challenges to face and adventures to embark on, but with love, kindness, and a little bit of Smurfy cooperation, anything was possible. The night wore on, filled with cheerful stories and light-hearted pranks. As sleepy Smurfs gradually retired to their mushroom-shaped homes, Papa Smurf closed his spellbook, feeling grateful for each and every one of them. Tomorrow would bring new lessons and opportunities, for adventure was a faithful friend to the Smurfs. Carrying his heart full of gratitude and a mind ready for the mysteries of another day, Papa Smurf whispered, "Good night, my Smurfs. Sweet dreams of joyful tomorrows await us all." He rose with his empty cup and headed inside, under the starlit sky, bearing a smile as bright as the morning sun that would soon rise.